Chapter 6, World Destroyers. Cancer might be a result of toxic guilt and shame. Additionally, this toxic guilt and shame could be in a soul memory from another lifetime. Of course, it could also be a pattern of emotion we repeat in this lifetime. But the point is, it's time to let go of all that needless, useless, destructive guilt and shame, because cancer isn't the only thing that can get created from those health-depleting hormones and life-sabotage moments we generate when we swim in the feelings of toxic guilt and shame. I went to sleep one night after a heartfelt prayer for a friend I'd met in college who was waiting on biopsy results. That night, I had a dream that was one of the most strange, otherworldly, and blistering dreams of my life. This was sometime between 2011 and 2013. Here's the dream. I'm with my work partner on a different planet. He is my friend from this lifetime whom I met at college. In this dream, it doesn't feel like we're from Earth, but rather humans from a very distant future and a very distant planet. We work for an intergalactic company as scientists. We've worked together for many, many years. It's our job to test the waters of the planets we go to, but our testing methods actually destroy the waters of every planet we have ever been to, which eventually kills the entire planet. I see us travel planet to planet to planet, test and test and test throughout many galaxies. It almost seems countless. We've been partners for years, and it doesn't seem to take long to run the tests. So we're swiftly killing planets until one day it hits us. We are world destroyers. We're suddenly overcome with intense guilt and shame for what we've been doing mindlessly all these years. We had been telling ourselves we were just doing our jobs, but that excuse simply stopped working. We began to ask ourselves why we keep running the same tests on each planet, knowing it's going to destroy the waters and kill the planet. While we're on a planet waking up to our crimes, we begin to feel completely consumed, overcome by a deeply sickening feeling of guilt and shame. So we decide to stop doing this crazy, destructive job. I realize the waters have already begun to turn into green, toxic sludge. I have to walk through the toxic waters we just created to save my partner from our decidedly last crime and hopefully planet. My hands and feet start to burn like they're on fire or covered with acid. My partner is saved. I don't know about the planet yet. I wake up. My hands and feet still feel like they're on fire. This sensation lasts for at least the next full hour while I remember the last and only other time I felt this burning sensation in my hands. It has me questioning deeply. What just happened? In my waking life, not long before this dream, another friend of mine spirit dialed me while I was on a night jog. It was pretty late, around 11 p.m., so I was surprised and answered my cell phone. But she wasn't there, so I called her back. She seemed surprised to hear from me so late. She swore she didn't call me, and her phone did not show that she had called me. But my phone showed me that she did. She was convinced her sudden health crisis was the reason Spirit decided to call me for her. I packed up all my herbal remedies and went over straight away. We talked, and she asked me for a Reiki healing session, which I was happy to give. I always ask Spirit for help and guidance when giving healing sessions, and specifically intend not to take on other people's stuff or energy. We both felt the divine within us, along with a beautiful feeling of interconnectedness with these invisible helping spirits. She was able to go from completely freaked out and panicked to complete calm and peace. By the time I left her home, we both felt truly loved and blessed by Spirit. As I began my drive home, however, my palms began to slowly burn. I felt joy and gratitude in my heart, but the burning sensation in my hands steadily and quickly increased to nearly unbearable pain by the time I got home about 10 minutes later. I realized that I needed Spirit's help to move this energy out of me, and I prayed and took a shower and let it all wash down the drain. That's better. Thank you, Spirit. So now I have awakened from that dream of my now friend and another life work partner with the same hot burning sensation in my hands and feet. Was that dream a dream healing? I soon after heard from my now friend that he did not have cancer. The biopsy came back negative, which is actually positive, good news. Maybe he never had it. Maybe the dream changed his cell biology like the spooky action we learn about in quantum physics particle entanglement experiments. I don't know. What I do know is that our unconscious decisions can eventually lead to incredible amounts of toxic guilt and shame. Every feeling we have is a chemical reaction in the body. We either create destructive stress hormones or we create life-sustaining happy hormones. It is up to us. Your job is too weak to hold your future. That's a quote by me, Theresa Gutierrez. I'm quoting myself from something I woke up to saying out loud, but it was in a dream. Your job is too weak to hold your future. Maybe you're in a health crisis. Maybe you're also in a job or relationship that triggers you to say things like, this job is sucking the life out of me, or if I don't leave, I'll die. You dread waking up. Even worse, you dread going to sleep at night because you know what comes next is you waking up and having to do it all over again. Your life as you. Maybe your healing will require you to close a chapter of your life and begin the next one, just like my dream work partner and me. Maybe not. Maybe first, all you'll need is to examine your thinking about your life and your opinion of yourself and others before making any drastic life changes. Examining your beliefs will help you find any toxic guilt or shame so that you can redecide if those are beliefs you want to keep based on whether or not they are helping you become the healthy and free person you wish to be. Although there are many herbs and lifestyle habits you can implement into your daily life that are known to reverse countless diseases, these health results won't be true healing if you are still in the grip of mitote. Your thinking reveals whether or not you're experiencing the truth of infinity, wholeness. This is why people lose weight just to gain it all back. This is why cancers come back. This is why you repeatedly end up with the same dysfunctional relationships and empty bank accounts. You need healings, not cures. You need to become your future self that is strong enough to hold the future of your dreams, your healthy body, healthy relationships, and healthy bank accounts while fulfilling your soul purpose. I met a woman years ago who was diagnosed with cancer. She was not obese, which increases the risk of cancer according to some studies. And she seemed to be doing all the right things to get better, but emotionally, she was rigid, angry, closed off, and unwilling to receive. She was also dearly loved and lovable, though I'm not sure if she knew that. She died being the same personality that created the cancer, just like my mom died being the same woman that created heart disease. And my uncle is the same man that created diabetes with statements like, I'm not a smoothie guy. I used to not be a tea maker or a tea drinker. It wasn't convenient. Now I am someone that slows down long enough to make tea, and my family is much better off because of this change I decided to make. It became a tea maker and a tea drinker, and so did my kids. there are still some major changes that I'd like to make as I create the woman I am becoming. When making these changes, though, it must come from a deep place within that knows my own lovability. Whether I change or never change, I am 100% lovable no matter what. My mom and my uncle are 100% lovable 100% of the time. You are 100% lovable 100% of the time. Sometimes, when there are deep guilt and shame, which often comes with trauma, it feels nearly impossible to allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to receive love and healing. I think there's a part of nearly all of us that believes somehow we are not worthy of our angel's love, presence, and healing. We have to practice letting them love us unconditionally and seeing ourselves through their eyes. They are capable of healing our bodies, but more importantly, they are capable of healing our emotional wounds with their unconditional love for us that brings with it a deep sense of wholeness and truly inexplicable peace. This experience of wholeness in our bodies, minds, and souls creates healing miracles. Kyle Gray taught me a prayer that went something like, "Thank you, angels, for reminding me of your presence, and thank you for helping me see myself through your eyes." By allowing ourselves to feel divine love for us, we can heal anything. This is where your soul wants you to go. Practice letting go of toxic guilt and shame by choosing to remember your goodness and innate lovability. Practice Kyle Gray's prayer of love and angelic vision.